Hello, my vivacious, vigilant Virgos. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi the Scorpio, and I am here to deliver your guided healing tarot for the month of April. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And of course, whichever videos get the most likes, the top 3 get a bonus twin flame video and also some promo codes for extended. So let's hop into it, shall we, Virgo? We had, this is what came up in the cleansing ceremony. Summer solstice in reverse, which is radiance in reverse. So this was telling me that your solar plexus is a little bit down due to your sacral chakra connections, which are your emotional or sensual connections with others. It feels like you really aren't able to shine and be your full self in some sort of way. And we also had meta vulnerability in reverse. And it feels like it's because you are afraid to be vulnerable right now. You're afraid to put the real you out there. Okay, we have the new moon promise coming out. So I do see a promise of new love. You might have also made a promise to yourself. And we have the new moon in Aries, which is the first new moon of the astrological new year, right? Coming up tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 10th. But by the time you're watching this, I'll be dropping it on the 11th. So the new moon peaks on the last hours of April 11th into April 12th. So that's like right now. So there could be some pretty big shifts coming up with this new moon. But there could have also been something with the Pisces new moon, right? Because that is your sister sign. And so it feels like some energy that's kind of lingering from last astrological new year, I will say. So we had the Knight of Chalices coming out in reverse. So the Knight of Chalices, yes, the love of the Knight of Chalices is true. Does the Knight of Chalice love you? Yes. Okay. But is he stable? No. Right? Knights, they always gallop in and out of our lives. There is a come and go energy to the knights, period, whether their aim is true or not. So because it's coming out in reverse, this is telling me that you've decided that you are done with emotional energy that's in and out. Even if the love is honest and true, if it's not always there, then it's not worth it, is what I'm feeling. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And then we had the World card and the King of Chalices come out behind it. So this is telling me that you are done with the in and out emotional energy. You are finishing up a huge cycle here with the World. This is the last card of the deck, right? When you have the enlightenment, you've reached enlightenment and you've really ended some sort of cycle. And now you know how to, what you really want from the world, right? You know what you deserve and you know what you want from the external world, right? Because you know what you want inside, in the self. And that's the King of Chalices. So it's like, I don't want a knight anymore. I don't want a knight in shining armor. I want a king. I want a king, someone who's stable, someone who's solid. This is the highest form of divine masculine energy that you can find when it comes to the chalices. So that is, you know, emotionally. So this person's very emotionally stable, very emotionally grounded, emotionally trustworthy, can control their own emotions, because this represents masculine that are so emotionally trustworthy and stable that you would trust them around children and not just their own children, if you know what I mean. So yes, right, this is a very positive, good aspect of masculine energy. And more so, how you know that the masculine energy is this evolved is your own inner child will feel safe. Okay, and it feels like that's kind of how it's been in the past, is that your inner child has been afraid to be vulnerable due to, you know, maybe when you showed your true self as a child, it was unsafe for you to be vulnerable in some sort of way. But there is promise of new love. It does look like you have a very stable, positive water sign coming towards you, or someone who has a lot of water in their chart, or who has done a lot of emotional and spiritual work, that they, you know, are stable in this way. So that's always awesome. We have trainer, pal, pad. Okay, so trainers always indicate the other person. So someone here could be a pen pal with you right now. It might just be in the talking stages. This person could also be a writer, is something that I was picking up on. And also someone who's very, very organized, and I'm sure that you like that, Virgo. I feel like they just have everything kind of in order, and again, it's because they're so emotionally grounded and stable. And scatterbug using string shot. So I was getting that this person's kind of sending out, like they're shooting their shot. They have like a string tied around your heart. I was getting that your heart was kind of scattered in two different directions, only because there is still this knight that's being let go of. Yes, you are upgrading, but there's still something about that, okay? So, you know, someone new is coming in, but also you're releasing someone at the same time. It is an upgrade, but still, it does feel like there's still some heartstrings tied to, you know, this in and out emotional energy, because I was picking up on that the love here was true. Okay. Anyways, happy new year, Virgos, right? Aries season, well, the spring equinox, right, which was March 21st, signals the astrological new year. So we are now in astrological year 2021. So it's all about, you know, fresh energy. And so this month, what we are going to do is take a look into what new beginning is coming towards you. Then we're going to look into what is the blockage, what is, you know, hindering your access to that new beginning. And then we will look into how we overcome that blockage. And then we will look into some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. And of course, some oracles as well. So let's take a look. What new beginning? That was quick. Waterfall, effortless, in reverse. So I'm getting that this is not just going to fall in your lap, this new beginning. It's not just going to come easy. And Virgo, out of anyone you probably know, things just don't come easy, right? You have to work for what you desire. So this is going to take a certain amount of energy on, yes, on your behalf. We have love and compassion. This is tapping into your heart center. You have love coming towards you. And we saw that with the King of Chalices. This is someone who is very, very stable. You know, you don't want this in and out type of emotional energy. It's not going to be effortless. You are going to work towards it, but boom, you have love coming towards you, sweetheart. That is awesome, Virgo. What a great way to start. And lotus flower unfoldment in reverse. Yeah, further emphasizing this is not just going to unfold, you know, in your lap. It's not just going to drop in your lap. You can't just wait for this to happen. This is something that you're going to have to go and get. All right. And right now we have, you know, the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Chiron all in Aries. So there's a lot of firepower that can kind of, you know, light a flame under our booties, right? All right, let's see. Tell us more about this new beginning in love. Okay, this wanted to go all the way to the floor and hide. Oof, we have the devil. Okay. So there is some sort of toxic attachment when it comes to love. And it feels like in order to accept this new beginning, you have to accept the toxic attachments that you have had in love. And that's why it's not effortless. You need to face your demons here, right? Because the devil is indicative of anything that you are, right? It could be obsession and things like that. But you know, the devil is trying to force anything. So I'm getting that, like, part of this is not forcing it, but you also have to put the work into it, okay? But again, the devil is any sort of toxic attachment that you have to anything in the physical. So trying to manifest a certain person into your life against their will, if they're not ready, you know, if they haven't ascended enough for a relationship, you know, having a toxic attachment to sweets, having a toxic attachment to, you know, eating anything, drinking anything, watching anything, right? Any sort of, you know, pleasure or even displeasure, right, of the physical world that you are too attached to is the devil. So let's find out more about this. Two of Wands in reverse. So we have twin flame energy by yourself in reverse. Yeah, so you need to deal with some toxic attachments. The Two of Wands for me is twin flame energy, but when you're by yourself, right? Because the Four of Wands is when you're in union with your twin. So I'm getting, it's like you don't need to be a twin alone anymore. You don't need to be manifesting by yourself. You can't be manifesting by yourself, devil energy. You need to tap a little bit more into your heart chakra and put more effort into, into not controlling the way that things are going. Okay, you can't control everything, and I know sometimes that's hard. And, you know, Virgos, you know that it's like, oh yeah, not everything comes effortlessly. You know, it's not just going to fall in my lap. Yes, but you also cannot create toxic attachments, devil attachments, demonic attachments to anyone, especially your twin or in a love situation, because love does not force. The 7 of Wands here, 7 is the number of one-on-one relationships. So again, it's like, I feel like this is you in the past of like, okay, things go up and down and da-da-da-da-da, right? You have all this data and it's like, all right, so we're going to be here at this time and this, right? It's like taking data and then extrapolating it outward into the future to try to figure out, you know, exactly where this relationship is going, how, you know, what it needs to be, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But Spirit's really saying this new beginning is about you understanding the toxic attachments you have to that, right? Of not letting love flow. Okay, there's a difference between thinking that things are just going to happen for you and actually being in a flow state, right? So yeah, this is really relinquishing, trying to control how things are going in the future. Okay, especially with the wands, that's how you are literally manifesting reality. It's like you've wanted to try to control everything because, oh, nothing's just going to fall in my lap. But, you know, there's a difference between manifesting your reality and manipulating reality. Okay, that's how I want to say it. All right, let's see what's the light energy here. We have execute hypnosis. Yeah, it has caused your heart to be asleep here. Okay, and that's why this new beginning is having you tap more into your heart center and not using your kundalini and your, you know, creative potential, your magic to manifest devil energy and toxic attachments into your life. Okay, because yeah, it's not like anything's going to fall into your lap, but you need to bring a little bit more of this flow in. Okay, yeah, because with hypnosis here, again, heart chakra, your heart has been asleep to this. It feels like you're constantly wanting to like execute plans, and that's okay. You can still have this drive and do it, but again, there needs to be flow, not control. Okay, it says it's 6 eggs use telepathy to communicate amongst themselves. It is believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species. So, you know, the 6 eggs using telepathy, it could be you and some like siblings here, or you and like 5 other people that are involved with this. But I do take this as like 6 eggs, so like 6 moon cycles that this could be a part of. It's funny because Pisces got the exact same message and they are your sister sign. So it could definitely have something to do with that, right? Because in 6 months, it's going to be Virgo season once it's your season. So it feels like you guys are kind of in a bigger picture cycle here. It's believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species. So, you know, part of this, what you might be wanting to do is eating healthier. Again, the devil is toxic attachment. So if you're eating a lot of sweets or things that are unnatural, right, that's literally going to, the way it breaks down, it's going to be the building blocks of how your cells are regenerating themselves, right? All cells die naturally through apoptosis, and they have to be, you know, regenerated or you just cease to exist, right? So like the cells you have now are not the cells that you were born with. You're constantly regenerating, and it looks like you need a little bit more of plant matter, plant life, plant genes, like, you know, healthy building blocks for you. Let's see. What's the, like, definitely eat some greens, I was hearing, because that's going to help you tap into your heart center the more you eat greens. We have Magneton using Thunderwave and Stuffle Tackle in reverse. So yeah, Thunderwave is something that paralyzes you. So it feels like there's a paralyzing energy within the solar plexus. And it does feel like there's like 5 other people involved. Okay, but specifically 2 other that are like the main ones. Okay, and it seems like there is some sort of, again, your solar plexus chakra, that's the one where your willpower is. It's also where your sense of self is, of like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. It's like that Leo energy. And it's like there's some sort of like magnetic connection that you have with these two other people that are part of your sense of self. Okay, so it feels like you're going to come together. Yeah, there's, you know, 5 people involved, but it feels like, especially for the month of April, 2 of them will be magnetized to you. Okay, it says it's actually 3 magnemite linked by magnetism. A group can set off a magnetic storm. Yeah, so it feels like you're going to understand the power of not being alone, of not feeling like you have to, you know, manipulate anything alone. Again, it talks about telepathic power, so it feels like you're going to meet a group of people that you're just in sync with, right? That you can, you know, communicate with your third eye very, very clearly, and it's going to help you understand some of the negative attachments that you have. But yeah, so these are, again, it's 3 individuals coming together that are just magnetically pulled. So it looks like there's just a strong connection with 2 of them that are going to be coming in quite quickly. Okay. With Stuffle Tackle in reverse, it feels like this isn't something that you have to tackle. This is just natural. Okay. Again, you will have to put some sort of effort into it. But these 2, it's just like they just come to you naturally. You don't really have to do anything about it. Again, you don't have to try to figure out where this is going and how this is this. It's kind of like a surrender energy, like tapping into your heart center, waking your heart chakra up, and just kind of being in the vibration of love and compassion, which is a flow state, right? And things do just naturally gravitate towards you when you're in that vibration of love. It says, despite its adorable appearance, when it gets angry and flails about, its arms and legs could knock a pro wrestler sprawling. So I feel like this person is like, the way that they look on the outside is different than the way they look on the inside. And I feel like that's probably the case with many of these people. So maybe at first pass, this person, it might be like, oh no, they're too, like, they look too like babyish to me or whatever. They might like cute stuff or like kawaii, or I'm not sure, right? It's just a different kind of style that you're not usually attracted to. It might be someone like younger than you even. But, you know, what's on the inside is very different. And I also feel like this is how you are sometimes. It's like you are like all sweet and innocent, but on the inside, it's like, I could just knock somebody out right now. Right. And that's also an attempt to control others, right? By pretending that you feel some way on the outside, right? Not showing your authentic self, not being able to be vulnerable enough to be your authentic self, which is what came up in the cleansing ceremony. So let's see what the blockage is here. So this is awesome. I mean, we saw that you have stable people coming towards you. It looks like 5 of them, and 3 of them are just going to be automatic. Just like, click. Like who you each are, just like you work as a unified force for something. Let's see what's the blockage. That could be in a work setting or something. The devil is Capricorn energy. Okay, yeah, it wants to go right to the devil. So the problem with the blockage is that ancient healing wisdom shaman in reverse. You haven't been doing your healing about this devil energy. And that's okay, right? That's why we're here. So you haven't, right? The shaman teaches you how to transmute energy. This is scorpionic alchemy, right? Of transmuting one kind of energy into another. So it looks like you haven't been able to take this devil energy, which is, you know, restrictions, obsessions, you know, toxic attachments, and being able to transform it into something else that suits your benefit, that can help you manifest the reality that you actually do want, right? And it's because we have Milky Way in reverse, perspective in reverse, and reflection reverse. It's because you haven't seen a different perspective about what this devil energy is. You haven't done your reflecting on this devil energy. Okay. And like I said, you know, yes, the devil is toxic attachments. It's also Capricorn energy. So this can be your occupation. This can be your public life. This can be how you have wealth accumulation. This can be patriarchal forces in your life. This can be traditions that you just adhere to. Okay. So, yeah, like plain and simple, you haven't you haven't been given the ancient healing wisdom to reflect and see this from a different perspective. That's really the only blockage. So let's see more into that. Which, I mean, we will get a different perspective when we overcome the blockage. Well, let's see. Yeah, Ten of Swords. You haven't been able to transform your mind about this. The Ten of Swords indicates, you know, when it's upright, this is when, I mean, it's two people particularly, but, you know, it's when a conversation comes to a complete end, right, between two people. And in this, like, usually the Ten of Swords has like a guy with 10 swords in his back, right? There's like a winner and a loser, and someone gets stabbed in the back, and it's, you know, it's a bloody mess. This one is different. Again, it's this alchemy, right, of transmuting. And what is the best transmuter is fire, right? And there's the Phoenix as a Scorpio, right? That's what I am as a Scorpio. Like, it's about throwing whatever that mindset is into the fire and having it evolve and be born again as the Phoenix. That is the ancient healing wisdom of the shaman. But you just haven't learned how to change your mind, how to change your perspective on things. Let's see. I heard because you don't want to change your mind. We have execute again, continuous explosion in reverse. Yeah. So it's like you, again, yeah, it's like you don't want to because your heart is asleep here, right? So you haven't been able to tap into your heart center to truly have compassion for yourself and others in order to change. Continuous explosion in reverse is like you don't want to keep having these explosions over and over again, right? Like you don't want to have these it's like you're afraid of throwing things into the fire and having it explode. So instead you just hold everything inside and pretend that you're all happy on the outside and pretend to look like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Like, oh yeah, look, everything's sweet. Like, yeah, that may be delicious ice cream, but it's the devil, you know, like the devil is a charming man, right? Like the devil is always disguised as something that we want. So it feels like this reluctance to be willing to throw these things into the fire. It says its eggs use telepathy to communicate themselves. Yeah, it's believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species. Again, so part of you may not want to be eating healthier is another one. It's like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to change my mind. And, you know, like your gut health, like 90% of your serotonin, which is your, you know, your mood stabilizing hormone, like it's created in the gut. It's directly reflected on what you eat. If you're eating junk, you're going to be in a bad mood. Okay. So again, it feels just like reluctance is the biggest blockage. Like, no, I don't need to see things on a different perspective. I already know everything. Is honestly what I'm getting. And Virgos, I feel you. I have a 6th house stellium, but you know you're suffering, you know? I mean, you know you're not actually happy because you know on the inside it's full of anger and rage. Just because you can put up a mask and pretend everything's fine doesn't mean that everything's fine, right? Let's see. What's the shadow here? Yeah, supporter cheerleaders cheer. So part of the issue is that you are attached to some of these people, and it feels like the connections that you've made and who your sense of self is connected to, they actually don't cheer you on. Like, they're not supportive of you, and that's part of the blockage, is that no one wants you to change either. Probably because they're benefiting from your, either you taking control and doing everything all the time, or your lack of boundaries, or these toxic attachments are to them and they are benefiting from it. But, you know, it feels like these people are not cheering you on. They're not actually on your side. We have Illumise using Helping Hand and Trainer Skyfield. So, yeah, we have someone coming towards you, and we saw that wants to help you, okay? This is someone who has your heart chakra in their best interest. Illumise is also one of my twin flame cards because it's attracted to Volbeat. But someone does want to give you a helping hand here, Okay. But I feel like, you know, some of your friends in the blockage, it's like, oh yeah, let me help you. But they're actually not really on your side. They're not really cheering for you. It's like their helping is like, it's fake. Okay. Their heart isn't in the right place, but someone does want to help you here. It says, with its sweet aroma, it guides Volbeat to draw signs with light in the night sky. Yeah, so someone is trying to help you, you know, find the light that's in the darkness, right? Which is when you do your shadow work, when you find this ancient healing wisdom. I mean, here I am, you know, wanting to also lend my hand to help you here. And with Trainer Skyfield in reverse, this is not, you know, up in the air sort of things, right? Like Skyfield, I always take this as someone who's like, oh, everything will just be fine. You know, like very, like too much air where it's just not grounded. No, this person is grounded. And we saw that with the King of Chalices, even though he is the divine masculine of the emotional energy, you know, it's still this very stable force, okay? And, you know, if it's not that particular person, again, it's that energy, right? Like, the highest form of divine masculine energy when it comes to the emotional realm can be embodied by anybody, can be embodied by you. And it looks like that's what you seek. You want emotional stability so that your inner child feels safe. And it looks like you're done with, you know, this in and out sort of like, oh yeah, I love you, da 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 da, like, let me help you. But really they don't have your best interests at heart and they're not actually cheering you on. So yeah, we see the blockage is, you know, kind of your unwillingness to sacrifice people who really aren't on your side. And it might be because, like, you know, well, then what will I have sort of thing. But let's see. Like I said, in the extended, we're going to see how to overcome this blockage. And we will also look into some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. But let's see. It's weird we have a dozen eggs out here as well. So, just something to note. We have bring love into the situation in reverse, new moon in Aquarius. Yeah, you're having difficulty bringing love into the situation. There's too many toxic attachments that are not based in love. They're not. You know, they're based on control and toxic attachments, and your heart is asleep here. Okay? And you need to, like, let these connections go. Okay? Because it's too hard for you to bring love into the situation, you know. And Aquarius is all about being your authentic self, right? Like, let your freak flag fly sort of thing. And it's like there's not love in this situation. Okay? With that devil. Let's see what wants to take us. All is well. But everything's okay still, right? Like, it's not that your life is crumbling or that anything is, you know, terrible, but like these connections are not true love, right? You have new connections coming in, but these older ones that, you know, are not really cheering you on, are not really on your side, could be codependent, you know, that's not love. This control and devil energy is not love. So, all is well. Archangel Jeremiah. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you will soon understand. Yeah, right? We need to remember that we're always in divine alignment. And even when we get toxic attachments and, you know, devil energy in our lives, and when we try to control against divine will in some sort of way, it's for some lesson, right? Like, it's happening because there is a reason for it to happen. And so it looks like soon we will be able to understand a little bit deeper. So like I said, if you'd like to follow me into the extended, the link is in the description box below. If we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I am sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.